Man often decides without God. Someone had made a fishery, and all day long he would express his gratitude. Glory be to you, O God, for he could see constantly the providence of God. He told me that a tiny fish, from the instant it is fertilized and is as tiny as the head of a pin, it also has a tiny pouch of liquid from which it feeds until it grows enough to be able to feed on the microorganisms in the water. God provides for the tiny fish its own companion. If God provides for the tiny fish, how much more does he provide for man? But man often plans and decides for all things without God. He says, for example, I am going to have 2 children. God is not brought into the equation, and so many accidents occur and so many children are lost. Most people have 2 children. One is involved in an automobile accident and the other becomes ill and dies, and then they have no children. When parents, the co-creators with God, encounter difficulties after all their efforts to settle their children, they should humbly seek the help of the great Creator by stretching their hands toward heaven. Then God is pleased and the parents are pleased to be helped. During the time I was in the monastery of Stomion, I met the head of a family with many children. He was a rural policeman in a village of Epirus, 4.5 hours on foot from Konica, where his family lived. He had 9 children. Because the road to the village passed by the monastery, that policeman would stop by on his way to work and on his way back home. On his way home, he would ask me to let him light the oil lamps himself. Even though he would spill some oil, I would allow him to do it, preferring to clean up the tiles of the church myself later rather than upset him. Then, when he left the monastery, at about 300 meters distance, he would fire a shot with his gun. This I could not explain, and so I decided to observe him from the moment he entered the church until he left for Konica. First he would light the lamps in the church and then would go to the narthex. After lighting the oil lamp over the entrance in front of the icon of Panagia, he would dip his finger into the oil of the lamp, go down on his knees, raise his arms toward the icon and say, O my Panagia, I have 9 children, provide a little meat for them. Then he would rub the oil from his finger on the sight on the barrel of his gun and leave. 300 meters outside the monastery, where there was a mulberry tree, a wild goat was waiting for him. He would take 1 shot, as I said, kill the goat, take it down a little way into a cave and skin it, and take it to his children. This would happen every time he returned home from his trip to work. I marveled at the fate of the rural policeman and the providence of Panagia. After 25 years he came to find me on the holy mountain. At some point I asked him about his children. How are your children? Where are they? He then stretched his hand toward the north and said, Some are in Germany, and then he stretched his hand toward the south and said, Some are in Australia. Glory be to God, they are all healthy. That man had preserved his faith and himself pure of any atheistic ideologies, and for this reason God was with him and never abandoned him.